Hi guys and welcome to DIY Ideas, and my name is Laura and I am helping out Eva here a little bit and do some videos here for knitting. Okay, after a few scarves and some other things, you might be interested to learn knitting in a row. Okay, so once you have your stitches here on the hook or on the needles here, if you pull it apart like this, you almost have like a regular straight line. The question here is, how do you actually connect the rounds? So this is what you do. The first stitch you just move over. You can feel pretty quickly that this never really looks that nicely. You can get maybe bigger holes, or maybe there where you connected the rounds, you can get like kind of a corner or a lump. So how do we avoid that? What's really important here in knitting and rounds is that before we actually close off the round, what is important is that all the stitches look in the same direction and they're not actually kind of twisted like this before we close the round, because if that happens, then we have chaos. To make this a little more even here, where we are connecting the rounds, we will add another additional stitch here. So if we have 64 stitches, for example, I will actually do 65 here. Then we take the extra stitch, the additional stitch, from the left to the right needle. So you just pull it over like this, as if the needles were connected. Okay, so I just move it over like this. Okay. And then that's the first one. And then the first stitch that's here right behind, I will pull over and then let it go. Okay. You have to kind of see how well you can go in. Sometimes with the thicker needles, it's not as easy. It's not really hard either, but it's just, a little more flimsy. Okay, now we already have as many stitches on the needle as we were supposed to have. So 64 in this case. This stitch here that we just moved over, we will pull it back on the left needle. And now we can continue knitting. Okay, I'm sure a little bit here has, come loose a little bit. You can just pull it tight again. And then the first stitch goes after the pattern, okay? And so often it's right, right, left, left, or, for socks or something. And that works in theory very well. And then if you look here a little closer, you can see that there's no corner and that it's all nice and tied together, so it's not super loose and there's no holes. Okay, so how does it work for the loop method here? So this means when we have not enough stitches here to fill actually the whole round here, and so we have to kind of divide the stitches up. So for example, for socks, or when you do sleeves for a shirt. So here we also add an additional stitch, and we make sure that there's no twists. And so we take the needles and we cannot kind of move them apart because they're really close together like this. And so we always can pull out one needle. But here, to close off the round, it's going to be really hard. So I'm going to do this differently. Okay, so let's see. We have the stitches all without twists. And again, I take this stitch here and I move it to the other side. And because I can't actually put the points together, I need to do this by basically making sure that the stitch can, you know, make a little loop, and but later also it has to be on the same side without a twist. Okay, so I have a big needle here just for sewing. You can also use a crocheting hook or a skinnier knitting needle. Okay, so we have our stitch here. I obviously don't want to loosen it up too much, so I'm just going to take it and I'm going to put it like this onto the other hook. Okay, next we will take this one over. Okay, so grab it here with the needle. Okay, and let it go. Okay, I'm just going to use my fingers here a little bit to adjust. The first ones are always a little harder, and I'm just putting them back onto here. Okay, and then we do the same thing with my little loop here. Okay, so just make sure that you take the stitch and put it on the correct way and not twist it. Okay, and now my stitches are connected. You can, you know, pull it a little tighter if you want to, and then, like as you would in a regular loop method, you can just take the needle through and then continue knitting here. The stitches are all still facing the right way and are not twisted. And so first stitch. If I have already crocheted a few stitches here, I can then really easily and normally take my needle and pull it through, and then I can see that I have a really nice corner here, a border here without a corner, without a lump. I really hope that you thought this video was helpful. If you have any comments or anything you would like to see in the future, please let me know, and then hopefully I will see you back next time here at DIY Ideas. Bye!